Tonight on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
Kai! I'm most probably going to just blow up. It is killing me inside to be like this.
It's Friday already, and what a week it's been. We've had sleepless nights and some major tantrums. So are the families ready to go home? And is Tanya ready to let them leave? 3 families: the Scotts, the Newells and the Dixons came to the house desperate for clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron to help them tackle their children's extreme problems. With just one day to go, all the families are hoping that Tanya can solve their problems and turn their lives around for good. In the Green Suite, Natasha Dixon is getting ready for her final day in the House of Tiny Tearaways, but there's no sign of son Kai.
Where's Kai? I haven't got a clue. I don't know where Kai is. I don't know where he could be. Kai! Has anyone seen Kai?
Dada!
I can hear him. I just do not know where he could be.
Dada!
What's all that noise? Oh, there he is!
It was hiding.
I didn't know you were there at all, Kai.
Bye-bye.
Da-da-da, there's Kai.
Ta-da!
It's early morning and Natasha Scott is in her own bed.
Not just yet, darling. We'll let you know soon.
The Scotts came to the house to solve their daughter Natasha's severe sleep problem. Things had got so bad that Mum Alison was forced to sleep in the spare room while Natasha slept in bed with Dad Richard. To break her bad sleeping habits, Tanya suggested using the rapid return technique. On the first night, Natasha was returned a record 298 times.
I love you.
She's now sleeping in her own bed. Yesterday, Tanya asked Alison and Richard if their success in handling their daughter's problems had highlighted unresolved issues in their own relationship.
So if anything ever happened in our lives now, there was a crisis, you know, will you be there? Or in your mind, will you need 2 years to come to terms with it before you'll be there?
Yeah.
You gonna come here as a case? Run a cud? You clever girl. She won't do that at home, because we won't be in bed. We'll be up, won't we?
Good morning. Who's the most clever girl in the world?
Me.
Natasha and Kai are still packing to go home.
You need to get away from the door, please.
No!
You need to get away from the door, please, Kai.
No!
Single mum Natasha arrived looking for Tanya's help with her son Kai's terrible tantrums.
I don't want it.
Look, listen.
I don't want it.
Yesterday, Tanya suggested that Natasha should praise Kai's good behaviour by using a sticker chart. Kai responded well to this, with his tantrums blowing over much quicker than normal.
We don't like these, do we, Kai? Do we like these ones?
Yeah.
Will this continued success last on the final day in the house?
Look, listen. Away from the door, away from the door. We are not going to... Look at me, look at me. We are not going to the kitchen until we're all ready together. Kai? Listen. No. Kai. No, we won't. Do some medicine.
No.
Pardon?
No.
We got a bad cough.
Yeah.
Look at me. We're gonna calm down now.
Yeah.
What say to Mummy?
Sorry.
And why are you sorry? What did you do to Mummy?
Because I don't want to.
Because you hit Mummy, didn't you? Right. Okay, give me a big kiss. Mwah, and a cuddle. Oh, see? That wasn't so bad after all. Look at that, see? Not all that fuss, and it's ended so quickly, hasn't it? Done and dusted.
Not dusted.
Not dusted, no.
Natasha and Kai Dixon arrived a day late, which was hard for you because you were sort of half observing them when you were treating the other families. Kai Dixon used to have enormous tantrums. I mean, we watched films of it, biting and just being absolutely livid, wouldn't let Mum take him anywhere because then he wouldn't walk. How are they now?
Really, I have a lot of respect for Natasha Dixon. She has really struggled with this little boy because she's been on her own. She's had periods in her life of you know, real difficulty, low mood, you know, isolated, unsupported. And Kai is actually the most delightful little boy, but obviously he was aware of his mother and her behaviour, and that was having an impact on his. To be a lone parent in this house is tough enough when you're surrounded by couples. To be a lone parent who comes in a day later with a child who probably is the most naughty in the house is really tough. She has risen above all of that. And I think what's really helped Natasha throughout this whole process is that she's been able to watch her interactions with Kai and then absolutely, with that in her mind, go outside and become much more positive and much more fun.
What are the key things that Natasha Dixon has taken away then, do you think, from this week?
I think with Natasha, it was much more of the kind of nuts and bolts of parenting, you know, try this, try that. I think routine is very important for children. Children need routine around their day, around their meal times and around their sleep. And Natasha has managed in a very short time to get that up and running for her son. Also, the positive communication and interaction has been a really big feature. And I think giving her a sticker chart, and it really worked with Kai, has also been another tool that she can take away. So for Natasha, I think it was like giving her different tools in her toolbox, her parent toolbox, if you like, that she can take out of the house and take them home and continue to use them to continue to shape Kai's behaviour in a much more positive way, rather than in the more negative way that we saw when she first came in.
Big open.
While Mum Sarah feeds son Tyler, her other son Kai Newell and Natasha Scott are playing with the farm that she earned as an incentive to sleep in her own bed.
Can I play with the bar lamb? Isn't a bar lamb? There's the bar lamb. Isn't a bar lamb? It's a sheep. When I say tractor and trailer, you need to give them to me, OK? Trailer, please. Tractor, please. Thank you. Stable, please. Stable, please. Stable, please. They're not just yours, they're mine.
Paul and Sarah were desperate for Tanya's help with their 2.5-year-old son Kai's behaviour and lack of bond with Dad Paul.
Calm down. Don't.
Kai's behaviour is improving rapidly because of all the positive attention he's getting from his parents. But yesterday, Sarah revealed that she felt uncomfortable accepting affection from Paul, while Paul said he wanted to be the man in the relationship. So the couple are now focusing their attention on their own partnership.
I've made a change, right? And it's like, you've got to change as well.
But I've had to...
Yeah, I know, you've had to stick a step
I've
back.
had to come out the family for you to come in the family. That's the way I feel.
Sheep, get in that tractor now. Sheep, get in that tractor. Don't you go in the tractor? Yes, please. OK. You want to go in the farmer? No, thank you. That's not the farmer. You want to go in the shops? I had that one first.
You've got one more day with the Newells before they leave the house. What are your plans for them today?
Well, as with every family that's ever been in the house on a Friday, it's a big kind of how's it been wrap-up consultation. But I am a little bit concerned because Sarah Newell, she's just not looking the happiest mother in the world, and it's quite a contrast. You've got Paul walking around with the biggest smile on his face, like sunshine pouring out of every part of him, and then Sarah is looking really kind of anxious and worried and quite unhappy. So that for me is a bit of a worry on a Friday. Got to be addressed, got to be thought about.
Mum Natasha and son Kai are in the lounge. They're putting the last few stickers on his chart.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Kai. Should we count them?
Finished.
We have? No, those are crosses there for a reason, aren't they?
I don't like crosses.
I know you don't like crosses, but we have to see them. Otherwise we can't see why you got them there.
Because I
Do you know why?
don't like it.
I know you don't like them, sweetie, but they've got to stay there. Look, we've got to show everybody else how good you are. Should we count our stickers?
No.
Count our smileys. Oh, Kevin, don't fall over. Kevin, don't fall over.
I don't want.
Let's count our smileys.
I want to.
Kai. Oh, careful, little man. I know you don't like the crosses, but I'm very... Look, you've done so well. Shall we count them? You have finished. Let's count them. You could do the little one. Go and do the little one.
I don't
The big one's got to show everybody how good you've been.
I'm not. Red?
Yeah, it's a bit orangey.
While the Scotts look after Kai and Tyler Newell, Sarah and Paul talk to Tanya in their final consultation.
So we've done our week, and it's been quite a full-on week, hasn't it? Can I say to you that, Sarah, you've had to be a grown-up since you were a child. It's very, very hard for you to hear somebody say, I think you're great, you're doing really well.
I don't like it. Just don't like it. And I don't know what I can do to try and change myself, what I can do for myself to change that.
I think in you, the connection between here and here is a bit... But actually, I think if you can start to believe that you are a really great mum, you'll feel it. Because I think the reason you're doing so great is you feel like a good dad. I mean, you've worn that for 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
You love being a daddy.
Yeah.
Paul has transformed into almost a different person. Would you agree with me?
Yeah.
Right. Now, he's transformed into the person you were asking for all these years. He did that himself. You did do that yourself, and I think it's been quite emotional for you.
Yes, Dad.
You helped him. You helped him do that by giving him the space to do it.
If I'm making, like, you guys happy, I'm making myself sad. And I'm trying to find a way for myself to feel happy. But does that mean I've got to feel like this all the time in order for him to be like that? That's how I'm feeling.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, if that's the case, I can't see it working, because if I'm like this all the time, I'm most probably going to just blow up. It's because it is killing me inside to be like this.
What are you the most afraid of?
It's not so much what I'm frightened of, it's like how I'm going to handle it. You know, how am I going to fit what we've done in here into our life, you know, on a day-to-day basis.
So, talk me through your transformation.
Sunday night shot, mate.
Which was?
When I put him to bed.
And it got a bit physical.
Yeah. That was emotional. I could have cried then. But I lost control of the situation, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. So that's got to change, and it has. I think it's been brilliant. Seeing the smile on his face when he shouts, "Daddy!" Fantastic. I've got a smile like him now. So it's cool. I'm happy inside, apart from the situation with me and you, but that will resolve, because I think we've got too much to lose.
Last night you had your chat, and what I was hearing in a nutshell was you saying, "I really love you," and you saying, "I don't know if I can be loved. I just don't know if I can be loved." Am I right?
Yeah.
Do you want to be in a relationship with Paul full time, and have, as a family with the 2 boys? Do you want that?
I must admit, last night I had some doubts about it. You know, like just from questions I've had and just sitting and thinking about it. But it's been where, you know, sometimes I haven't got a clue what I want. The amount of times I've asked him to do things and I've given you plenty of opportunity and he's never took it. And then all of a sudden, coming into here, he's took it. I'm thinking, you know...
You're cross.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I'm
get
thinking,
that.
well, what... Obviously, he wasn't listening to me when I was asking him. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I have given you the opportunity to prove yourself to me, type thing, you know, that you can do stuff. And I thought, well... he's not tried. And I suppose that's where I was last night. I was really, really cross and frustrated. And
I think also a bit of anger as well. So just see this now. Watch this. It's very important.
Hey. There you go.
Come on. Mummy!
you're going to come sit here then, Kai?
There you go.
There we go. You're going to come in with me and kiss me.
All right.
Yeah.
What did you think of all that little montage there?
We are a family.
What kind of family?
A united one now.
Oi.
Kai, you want to get your stickers into the bedroom? We'll go pack our bag. We've got to pack our bag today, Kai. Today's our last day.
Outside.
No, today's our last day. No, today, in this house, is our last day.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Have you liked it here?
No.
You haven't liked it here?
Where's Mummy go with it?
You can put them anywhere you like. You're just such a star. And where's that going to go, Kai, when we get home?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Just put it everywhere so everyone can see what a good boy you are.
Yeah.
And how does that look to you, Kai?
Happy.
Happy, happy, happy. Come here, sweetheart. Oh, I've got to give you the biggest hug in the world.
Yeah.
Aw, are you happy? That's good. Mummy happy too.
Lunchtime over and Sarah Newell is playing with son Kai in the garden.
You want me to push you?
In the kitchen, Alison and Richard Scott are clearing up.
I said, I need to speak to Sarah on her own. It's really hard, isn't it? Because Paul's like shadowing her. It's awful, isn't it? I think it's awful if you come in and then you come out and, yeah, your problem might be solved, but your whole life is thrown apart. That must be hard, mustn't it?
Half one already.
Yeah, it's going to be a normal day, I reckon, until about 4 o'clock, do you?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a normal day today, do you?
A
Until
long
about
day.
4 o'clock. You know, just a normal in here all day. Well, I know that you couldn't say anything last night, but your face before you went in there last night said, like, so much. It was what you said, wasn't it? If you get that. No, nearly. If you get that, that'd be like your worst nightmare. But are you all right?
I think where it is, it's either a make or break for me and Paul. Right. That's where it is. And I'm frightened of hurting him. But like I was saying to Paul last night over there, I said, he's gone overboard for my liking. I've always wanted somebody to take control and that, but I've hardly gone anywhere near Carl. And the fact that I'm so used to Kite on my leg, you know, and whenever I try and go near him subconsciously, Paul, all of a sudden, yeah, can you have Tyler?
You really have Tyler?
So I said to Tanya, I said, I have literally been left holding the baby this week. To me, I don't feel as though I've had any space to breathe. I mean, when he's gone to bed, I'm thinking, thank God for that. You know, and I shouldn't, and I feel guilty about saying that, but, you know.
But you need your big boy as well, don't you?
Of course.
Alison and Richard Scott and daughter Natasha are spending time in the garden before they leave the house later this afternoon. The family came into the house seeking help to overcome Natasha's severe sleeping problem. After 2 nights, the problem was resolved, and parents Alison and Richard now find themselves dealing with the everyday behaviour of an almost 4-year-old.
None of them have eaten the pizza. They've all turned down. That's why I want... No way. I just offered you some plain pizza. You said no. In a very rude way. And you've had 2 packets of crisps today.
Sure, mate.
Please.
Nope. Said to you, eat pizza that you've made and you wouldn't. You do not do that. Right, OK. Go sit down here now on your own.
Go on, Natasha. Do what Mum says.
Go sit down there on this step.
No.
Tasha, sit on that step. That's the naughty step.
No.
You dare. Sit there for 3 minutes because you are 3 and you think about what you just did and what you just said. She'd never have run off before.
Something like that. Want to have a kick about with this ball? Oh, she's on the naughty step.
You can. You go and kick the ball away.
Well, Natasha's actually got a yoghurt. So do you want a yoghurt?
Oh, you're going to finish.
Is it 10 past, Rich?
Yeah.
Right. That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes, OK? You're going to say sorry to me?
Sorry.
Now, what are you sorry for? Do you know why you were on the naughty stair?
Was it smacked you with the ball?
That's not kind, is it? All right, give me a hug now, OK? OK. There we go. Oh, I forgot. OK?
Well done, Natasha. You're a good girl for saying sorry. Right, come on, let's have some fun now.
Tanya's going to bring some things out to play with soon.
Excellent.
Natasha Scott arrived with a serious, embedded, if I can use that word, sleep problem. Mummy had to put her into bed under the duvet, would have to sleep with her, then she would wake up, and then Mum was relegated to the spare room and she'd sleep with her dad. How is she leaving the house?
Sleeping in her own bed all night, settling herself off to sleep on her own in her bed and waking up in her bed in the morning.
I remember sitting here with you on Sunday and us admitting to each other that might be quite hard, that she was older than lots of sleep problems, that it was so entrenched and it might not be fixed here. Are you surprised? It took 1 night.
1 night, but it was a very tough night, and it was 298 returns. 298 returns. I shall never forget Natasha Scott. She is forever emblazoned in my mind as the child who has knocked the return record, certainly in my career anyway.
Why did it happen so fast?
With Natasha, because she's older, she could be part of the resolution of the problem in a way that the younger ones can't. Right. So another important part of this was the conversations with her, was the incentive with the farm animals and the game, who's going to get the animal, who's going to get the animal. So she actually began to take ownership of her sleep training. And once that happened, I knew that all would be well.
While the rest of the families are in the garden, Natasha Dixon is in the lounge, where she's been managing one of son Kai's tantrums for the last half hour.
Pardon?
Garden.
You want to stay here with Mummy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then. That's all right.
Garden.
Now, let's look at Kai's face. It seems a little like... Look at Mummy. Look at me. Kai, we're going to be okay now?
Yeah.
Let's look at me then. Right, now what we can say to Mummy? And can we stop being silly? We've waited, what, nearly an hour sitting here screaming when we could be in the garden, OK? Let's put it back in the pouch, please. Nobody else is touching theirs. Okay. It's all right, Kai. Do you know what? It's been a long morning, OK?
Yeah.
Kiss. Big snogs. All right? Big hugs. Go on then. Let's go in the garden and enjoy our last day, OK? Let's go. Let's go.
While Paul Newell looks after Natasha Scott in the garden, Mum Alison and Dad Richard meet Tanya for their final consultation of the week.
You came into this house on Sunday asking for help. Quite significant help, because life at home was great during the day, but night time was an absolute nightmare. Do you remember what it was like?
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think we'll forget, yeah.
OK, well, have a look then. I'm going to remind you,
forget.
this is what your life was like before you came in, OK? Have a look.
We've got a fabulous daughter. All we need to do to finish the picture is a daughter that sleeps. It's simple as that. What a quote.
Do you think since you've been in this week it has been as simple as that?
Yeah, the fact is, yeah. You know, obviously we've got in a situation where she can have some sleep. So it is as simple as that. But in the same strength, we've just, you know, turned a couple of other things over, which has helped as well. So yeah, it's been a good week. Beneficial, isn't it?
When you actually saw what was happening between the three of you, that made you feel so uncomfortable, and that was when you said,
"Oh, that was a real kick up the arse." Was that?
This is the first night in the house. It was as it always had been for a long time for you guys.
Cool. It's just so wrong, isn't it? It ain't right, is it? I mean, it's absolutely... It's the wrong way around, isn't it? But it's sorted now.
It is sorted out, but the wrong way round because the wrong...
people in the wrong beds.
Yeah, wrong people in the wrong beds.
It's not ridiculous in the sense that we understand that it was something that was done out of necessity and desperation. And then once you're in there, you're so caught up in it.
You can't get out.
You can't get out. And actually, the night that we then decided, OK, we've got to change this, was really, for you, traumatic. For me, the hardest sleep night that training night I've ever experienced in my career. I don't think I've showed you, have I, that night? Have a look. It's tough, wasn't it? Really tough. Really, really, really tough. And
But we did good.
you did very good. You did very good. I mean, there was points when I was saying to you both, do you want to carry on?
Yeah.
Do you want to carry on? And emotionally, I think that was probably one of the hardest nights you've had for a very, very long time. Yeah.
But was desperate to carry on, thinking we've started doing it to her now, and it'll all be for nothing if we stop now, and if
We'd have been idiots.
We'd have
been idiots, wouldn't we, to have wasted this chance.
So Monday night, harrowing. Tuesday, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Mermaids love playing games.
Shh. Be quiet. Just whisper.
So why didn't I send you home Wednesday? Should you have gone home Wednesday? Should I have brought another family in and done some stuff with them? Because problem, as simple as that, you said, and it was fixed. So what then? How do we then kind of continue?
I think you thought, no, they won't send us home because it might be worse the next night. You know, we might have to go through it again the next night first. But all the way through, I'm thinking, no, there's much deeper problems here. Right. You know, knew there were other problems to look at.
You were a really good team on Monday night. You were an incredible team. But then when we started to talk about things on Tuesday, we started to see that maybe in other areas you didn't feel like a team anymore.
We were saying that, you know, I said, we might get the sleep thing sorted out, but I think then we're going to have to go to marriage guidance.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, we don't need it now.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
I don't think you do.
No, I don't.
But
I
you're
really
like a different person today.
Yeah.
Sure, you were yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, it started yesterday, didn't it? Your speech rate has gone down.
Yeah.
You just look so much calmer. You feel much more relaxed.
I feel like,
this is why it's been such a bloody success for us, isn't it?
I think. And even you said to me last night, oh my God, you know, I'm starting to see the person that, you know, I knew before and that I fell in love with and things. And I thought, I'm starting to feel a bit more that person.
Yeah, that were Alison back, you know. So
well, okay, I was laughing.
You know,
so
it would just be good to see you laughing and being yourself and relaxed and just, you know, you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I've got a bit of Richard back that I recognise from the past. You were never an open and you were never an emotional man, but you did used to talk a little bit about feelings, and then Natasha came along and you closed that completely. And I'm recognising in you now the person that was pre-Natasha, that, you know, that we had a fantastic relationship pre-Natasha. And that then seems, I feel like, well, if you're reminding me of pre-Natasha and I'm reminding you obviously of a bit pre-Natasha, then the Natasha bit, it doesn't matter that Natasha's in there now, because now we can be family, but we can be couple and we can be me and you again.
Here's the moment that sort of shows a bit of what we've just been talking about, really, I suppose.
What's that? Get on with it.
It's your heart.
Whose?
Yours.
Hey?
When I saw that, I knew that Natasha would never get back into your bed again, because I knew that you would be in your bed and you would be in your bed together and want to be together, because it feels to me like you've kind of, brace yourself, you've kind of fallen in love with each other this week again. And
we never didn't love each other, did we?
You just forgot to show.
You've just realised, you know, it's just rekindling that spark.
And I think also it's very easy when we have children to forget that we're a couple. Yeah. Because we've become mum and dad.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I think then we pour everything into our children. What do you think could have happened to you as a family if you hadn't had this experience this week?
I think the relationship could have ended. I think it'd have niggled along, wouldn't it, for a bit longer.
I think it'd have niggled
because
along
I think at the end of the day,
both of us,
we could have both been there for Natasha, stayed there for Natasha, but led separate lives in the same house.
So she would have lived in a family with two unhappy separate parents.
I've always said I would never do that. So I probably at some point would have taken Natasha and gone.
Yeah, and that is the most damaging aspect of it all, really. The fact she was in your bed wasn't great, but the fact that you were both not that happy is worse for a child, because that, you know, the emotional temperature in the family is going to have a real impact on the child. So what would you say for you this week has given you?
I've just got lots out of it. I mean, the key things is Natasha now sleeps in her own bed and we're getting on.
I just think you're a great family, and I think you've got an absolutely fantastic daughter.
So do I.
Who has probably, in some bizarre way, saved her mum and dad's marriage because it was she that brought you here.
Yeah.
And she just needed to do what she did, and then she's been as fine as can be all week, but she's given you two the space to sit down and look at things that I think in the long term will make her life a lot better because she'll have a mum and dad who are happy.
What are these, Sash? Watch.
I want the football.
I'm blowing them and they're popping. Kai, have you seen? Look, we're blowing these and they're popping.
While Kai Dixon plays in the garden, Mum Natasha is in the consultation room for her final chat with Tanya.
Okay. Yeah. Before I start to go through the week with you, tell me, how's it been?
It's been, I'd say, hilarious. I've never laughed so hard in all my life.
You've made some friends.
Oh, definitely. I never thought I would.
You feel very different to me sitting with you here today, Friday, than you did when I met you on Monday. You feel like a different person inside. Am I right in saying that?
Oh, definitely. You know, obviously there's aspects of anxiousness. That's only because, you know, I've been here for a whole week and it's been my home, so...
Well, to prepare you for going home, why don't we just plot your journey through the week?
Okay.
And why don't we start with a little reminder of what home was like before you came in?
Oh, God, yeah.
OK? Here we go.
His main problem is his behaviour. Temper tantrums, just getting out of control, going beyond the point where it's like he can't stop. Get off my leg, please. Can you not kick mummy, please? I just feel constantly suffocated, like can't breathe. There's nothing good about my day or my life I can speak about.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Oh, darling, that's...
Oh, that is just like, my God, did Kai scream or what? That was just so raw. And I didn't think that would look like that. I was constantly there on him, just near him, talking about him, in him, and him around him. And
absolutely. Those tantrums we saw there, to me, looked like a boy who's actually quite unhappy.
I'd say so, definitely.
And what have you understood about his unhappiness this week that's really important for you to take that thinking home?
That I'm not happy. So our home life is not happy, and then he's not happy, and basically everything's just not happy. And just frustration and screaming, and basically that was our house, screaming, shouting all day long. And that's how our day was, all day.
And that sounds tough.
It was tough and it was hard because when the person in your life you've got, you know, it's just that unhappy and screaming and so willful and just uncontrollable. It's really hard because, you know, at the end of the day, if you can't control that person or able to bring them into a good place, you know, it's like, you know, you just feel really, really helpless. And I just felt so helpless and basically useless, I'd say. I just felt useless. I was just like a spare part.
You have a child who you found it hard sometimes emotionally to connect with because of how you were feeling.
Yes.
And you've been incredibly brave and honest about that this week. But who you've always provided for really well. I mean, he's a beautifully dressed child. He's got lovely things, you know, in your home. You provide for him materially.
Yeah.
So he's used to getting what he wants, and he's used to you not really saying no to him because you've always felt quite guilty.
Yeah.
Now, that was really interesting because when he came into the house on Monday, I saw a child who wasn't used to a boundary being set around his behaviour, and I saw a child who hadn't heard the word no effectively. Have a look at this.
Fire at night. Yeah, no touching. Just leave it there, please. No, leave it there, please, Kai. I said no, Kai. Go for the sweets, no. Oh, God. That went well, didn't it? Don't try no. Right. Oh, I suppose you can have a few. I feel quite evil if I didn't give any. It'd be like, hi. Stop touching now, you just have those. And that's enough, OK? Good boy. Put these in the bin. Don't you? Kai?
He knows what he's doing. I've been sneaky. Now, what did you do anything not very well there with your son? I mean, he first of all took sweets you didn't want him to, and then
he just helped himself all through the day. I'm like, I don't like how many sweets. He just ate them.
But the first thing was he was stealing some sweets, and you were saying no, and he broke the machine, and you were getting all flustered. And then what actually did you do at the end of all of that?
Handed him a sweet.
Handed him the sweets. So the message to him then is, actually, when Mummy says no,
she means yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
OK, now I have got a really positive example of your parenting. Here is a mother who has the biggest, warmest, softest, loving heart, but has been unhappy for a long time and has lost a connection with her child. But gosh, she's going to get it back this week.
Are you stuck? Hang on. I come and get you. I come and get you. Same as you. See? Gotcha! Yay! See? I told you I'd come and get you. Do I get a big hug? Go on, a big cuddle. And a kiss. A kiss on the lips.
Oh, tears in your eyes.
They are, and they're very dry.
But what kind of tears are they? Tears of...
Oh, just joy. Just seeing that, just like, oh, he's my little gem.
What did you notice about his face when he was in your arms?
He just lit up, completely lit up. It wasn't like,
So who gives Kai the best moments and feelings of his life? So, here we go. We've got coming in anxious, no interaction, lots of negative communication. You start putting some very simple positive interaction into place and already you see changes. Have a look at this.
Just try it.
You've had it before.
I like it.
Don't eat it then. I'm fine. Thank you, Kai, for trying it. I know. My God. You're such a good boy, Kai.
Look at that, Rich. Look at that. He didn't like cucumber, but look at that. Fantastic.
Why did he eat the cucumber?
Because I said, oh, it's all right, Kai, don't eat it then.
So
usually
you were calm.
I'm like, eat it, usually.
Right. So you were calm.
Yeah.
So then he thought, OK, I'll try this. And then and you completely ignored the fact he wasn't doing it. And then when he did it, what did you do?
Oh, my God, Kai, eat a cucumber, well done.
And he got some praise from you. And the praise meant so much to him that what did he do with the rest of the cucumber?
Shoved it all in his mouth. All of that. I was like, oh, bless him. Oh, that must have been the best day ever.
What do you think fundamentally children need the most in order to feel happy and settled? What is the thing that parents really need to give their kids, the most basic thing?
Positive encouragement and loving environment and a little bit of me.
What I just want to show you is when you've managed Kai really successfully, and this is something from this morning.
OK. Mummy wants you to get dressed first.
I don't want it.
Well, I need to get dressed, so you need to wait for the door, please. Listen. No. Kai. You're going to calm down now?
Yeah.
What did you say to Mummy?
Sorry.
And why are you sorry? What did you do to Mummy?
Because I don't want to.
Because you hit Mummy, didn't you? OK, give me a big kiss. Mwah, and a cuddle. Oh, see?
What kind of mother are we seeing there?
Capable mother. Confident mother.
A good mother.
A good mother. Although I wouldn't say first, good came last, but...
A good mother.
Yes.
Will you be able to keep this going when you go home?
Oh, I'm going to try my best. You know, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be
Will you or won't you?
Oh, no, I will, definitely. I'm not going to go and be like, oh, it's all different now and change.
Because you know it works.
Yeah.
Back in the garden and all of the children are playing on the swings.
McDonald at the farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a dog. E-I-E-I-O.
How has the whole week been for you? Quite a tricky beginning because the Fletcher family had to leave. But when you look back on the week, how do you feel?
Exhausted. I do.
I bet.
It's been an exhausting week this week because I sort of feel that every possible permutation of any kind of problem or issue that I would need to deal with in this house has come in 1 week. So we have had the worst sleeping problem and the most difficult night of sleep training. We've had a child with extreme behaviour problems who walks in and has none, much to everybody's surprise, particularly his parents, who then are struggling with some of their issues in their relationship. And then we have lovely, lovely Natasha, a single mum, coming in a day late with quite a few issues in her own parenting and a little boy who is not used to boundaries and rules, and 1 day less to help her get her head around what those could be. So it's been a truly exhausting week, but a good week, a great week, and I shall really miss these families. I will miss them a lot.
The families are packed and ready to go, but Tanya has one last thing she needs to do with them all.
Hello. Hands up if your name is Kai. Oh, yeah, that's caused me a problem this week. Hands up if your name is Natasha. Yeah, that's caused me a problem this week. So you guys are going to be going home soon, aren't you? Where are you going to sleep tonight, young lady?
In my own bed.
You're going to sleep in your own bed tonight? And where's Mummy and Daddy sleeping?
Together in their own bed.
Well done, Tash. Well, for all of you in your different ways, it's been a really special week, and I wanted to give you something to remember it by. So, first of all, the lovely Scott family, this is for you. To say thank you for being such a fantastic family. There you go. So that's for you. Pleasure.
That's lovely.
Sneak round. Who's that?
Mummy and Kai.
Mummy and Kai. That's for you. That's for you. Oh my goodness me.
Hey, look at me.
Okie dokie.
Mummy and Kai.
Mummy and Kai and
Daddy and Toilet.
oh,
To go to the zoo.
That's for you. There we go. Thank you for a lovely week.
Oh, that's a lovely picture of you.
Right. It is now time to say goodbye.
A week of sleepless nights, tantrums and revelations have come to an end, and it's finally time for Tanya to say goodbye to the families.
We're going to say bye-bye, Big Red House.
Bye, Red House.
You are an excellent mum.
Oh, thank you.
The tears are coming back.
Oh, I'll be getting there.
You're going to get there. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you
take
very
care.
much.
And I shall miss this little man very, very much.
It's all going to miss him.
Thank you.
Natasha and Kai Dixon are leaving the house. Do you think they're ready?
I think Natasha's going to take a lot away from this week, and very much I think for her the biggest thing was looking at herself, interacting with her son and recognising that that was very much having an impact on his behaviour, and she genuinely didn't see that before.
What's been your highlight of the Dixons then this week? He is the most, I have to say, adorable little boy, isn't he?
Well, I think actually yesterday when Natasha was sitting with all the children and she was reading to them and they were all so happy to be near her.
Yeah.
And I think she was so happy to see that she could manage all these children because parents were off doing different things. And I think there's been many moments where I've seen she and Kai just have a lot more positive physical interaction and cuddles and kisses and in the morning and certain things. And for me, that is just fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.
We're very happy to have come here. It's been a very, very different week, and obviously woke to going home because obviously I'll be back in my own surroundings, so it will be hard. But I think that if I just take a big breather and to start afresh and just to start a new chapter and begin to, you know, build on what I think has been a very strong week for both of us. Who we got to say a special thank you to?
Thank you.
To Dr. Tanya. Say bye, Tanya, love you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Did you get what you wanted
Yes.
this week?
Yes, I did.
And what
Yeah.
was that?
A family.
United family.
Yeah.
A united family going home. A united family will remain at home. Will it continue?
Yes, it will.
Yep.
Sarah, I've really enjoyed my time with you, and I think you're great. And I think you're a very honest and brave woman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's all right, my darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And say bye-bye. Can Tanya have a love?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I shall miss you.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's
Cheers,
blue. Well done, Mr. Smiley
you.
Face. Bye-bye, Tyler. It's been a pleasure.
The Newells are on their way home. Are they ready to go home?
They are ready to go home. It was a tough morning. It was a tough consultation. I think Sarah, again, full of admiration for her honesty. She has turned herself around, she's turned her head round, and she is going home with a really strong positive attitude and belief that things will continue. She's very powerful in the family and she's very important in the family, and she has been what has held this family together for a long time, and I think she now recognises that she still has that importance because of her lovely day she's had with Kai, and I think they're ready to go home and show the world how things have changed for them as a family.
What could go wrong, if anything, with the Mules?
I think it's very much about their relationship, and that's a much bigger issue, and it's personal to them, and they need to do what they need to do when they leave the house. I think, really, it's about just keeping Kai in the space that he is, which is, hey, my mum and dad are happy and they're smiling and, you know, things feel different. Maybe when they go home, because that house and the environment are associated with so much anguish, things might slip back for a while. But I think Sarah is very clear about the kind of strategies that can be used. Paul is now pumping joy into every part of that family. So between them, I'm clear that they will resolve.
Bye! Bye! Jenny!
We've had a fantastic week. For me, personally, it's been an eye-opener. I want to say thank you for making me realise what I've got.
It's definitely put the thoughts into our head and realising it's not our child, it's actually ourselves that we've got to work out, so it's one hell of a long journey, but thank you. What do you want to say?
Thank you for Dr. Tanya.
Bye! Bye!
Bye.
Good boy.
And where are you going to sleep when you go home?
In my own bed all night.
You are, and where are Mummy and Daddy going to sleep?
In their own beds.
In their own bed together. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much for your help.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
You've been great. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I shall...
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Do you think you've been sorted?
I think we've been sorted.
Is she going to stay in her bed?
She's going to stay in her
And
bed.
you and yours?
Hey?
Yeah.
And the next one, we'll start off in the bed. We'll never get out.
The next one? What next one?
You know,
Yeah.
silly days.
The Scotts are leaving the house with a huge success story. What happens when almost 4-year-old Natasha sees her own bed, sees Mummy's and Daddy's bed, and goes, oh, hold on a minute, that was then, this is now. Budge up, Dad. See you later, Mum. Could that happen?
I don't think it will. I don't think it will, because I think Natasha herself has made the change, and it's been a real pleasure having Natasha here, because having an older child with such a complicated sleep problem, you can see that older kids can be given responsibility for their own sleep training to some degree, as we did with Natasha, talking to her and so on, and that, I think, has shifted things for good with her.
What's been your highlight of your week with the Scotts?
Big highlight for me was when Richard Scott was putting Natasha to bed and she actually asked him to whisper and then told him she wanted to go to sleep. And I think the Wednesday night romantic meal, Richard and Alison, when they held each other at the end, I felt that was the moment when a lot of difficult issues had been really thought about, and I think because of that, Natasha will forever be in her own bed.
Bye! Bye!
There's a lot of things at home that we need to see to. However, in some ways, we've had a really good time here, and we'll be sad to leave, and we'll be sad to leave the people that we've met. And we hope that if we do decide to have another baby, we're not here in another 4 years. We might get it a bit better next time. Anything to say, Tash? You going to say thank you for your farm?
Thank you for my farm.
OK.
So thank you very much, Dr. Tanya.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tanya.
It's been good. Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You've been such a good girl.
This week's 3 families are now facing the future with increased confidence and new parenting skills. But for Tanya, there's no time to relax. In just 24 hours, 3 more families with an entirely new set of parenting problems will be arriving in the House of Tiny Tearaways. Coming up next week.
He wants control of what he does or doesn't do. He wants control of what he does or doesn't eat. And he wants control of whether he does or doesn't sleep in his own bedroom. Come on, pick up some scrambled egg for Daddy. He's absolutely refusing to try anything. No.
We've tried bribing, getting angry, being nice, sympathising. I'm absolutely at my wit's end.
No.
It's really frustrating when Charlie, when he goes silent, because there's nothing you can do to get him to speak.
Rosie's never eaten a vegetable. She's never eaten a piece of bread, any meat of any kind.
I don't care what it takes. I need to bring them up properly, and this isn't bringing her up properly.